7 days to Paris 2024. And of course, we're counting down, like the rest of the world, to the biggest when it comes to track and field events in the world. This is SOUQ Sports on SOUQ News Television. My name is Temple TC Barra, and I do have for company and partnership the usual suspects, and we have an array of conversations that we're going to indulge in. I would ask you that you indulge as well in the comment section, contributing and letting us know what your thoughts are. So we're going to be looking at tennis, we'll take a look at basketball, football, who is going where and for what prize, and all of that will crown up with sports business on the show today. So let you know, I do have the noble guy, Kelvin, the knight in shining armor of some wine.
Yes, I still remain your humble boy, the boy from the old Kelvin Ojifia, and I'm glad to be here. It is Friday. It is Friday.
It's Friday.
We are set. I'm actually happy because preseason has started, so definitely we are doing countdown to the resumption of the leagues or of all competitions, and this is Friday.
You've said that Friday.
One day is around the corner.
All right then.
Well, you know how it is. It's your boy GV. I bring it to you. Blazing, ever blazing. I remember that South Sudan won up the basketball team of England. Yes, we're preparing for Olympics. 84-81. Don't play with the African brothers. They are tall, daring, making us proud, man. Hey, US has been slamming Australia and all. Hey, I'm Juvie. I'll take you back to TC, man. We don't have all day. We're going to talk about business and all the money they reached. Let's start where he starts.
Well, what an introduction. With that energy, you trust we cannot go wrong when we bring you sports update right here on SOUQ Sports. So we'll continue with tennis as Nadal did win against Norrie in his preparation for the Olympics, which, like I mentioned earlier, is just a week away. An impressive straight set win over the Britain's Cameron Norrie in the second round of the Swedish Open. 38 years of age. We talked about his age the last time we were on the show, and he overcame the fifth seed in Bastard at 6-4, 6-4 to set up a quarterfinals with Argentine Moreno Navone. Now, the Spaniard decided to miss Wimbledon, which we talked about over and over again until it came to a conclusion, to focus on the Olympics in Paris this summer, where he will play singles and doubles with Carlos Alcaraz. He's a great player, no doubt, right? And we talked about the fact that he was aging, and you were saying something about experience.
Yeah.
I think Juvie was on the angle that
I was actually on the angle of the age. So Juvie was speaking about more of the experience.
So
I was saying that sometimes the age factor matters a lot. That it's very.
Juvie believed that young people could just come up and take the shine off the older ones. Juvie, what was your argument?
With some players, some of them get better with age.
Yeah.
You remember Roger Miller coming, Italian 90, he came back in 94. There is Maradona coming back. There is Haas SOUQ coming back. A great deal of them. All these guys coming back at very old age. George Foreman in boxing. So the Jamaican runner will be coming back as well, about 30-something as well. So age, for some, the older they get, they tend to wane in their viciousness and whatever it is they bring to the game. But for some, the reverse seem to be, they get better. Modric is there, man. Cruz is there for you. So I think it's not one side fits it all. So we can't really say.
Yeah. But you guys are changing the arguments on me. It was like a debate.
On this side,
it was like a debate.
No.
For and against.
No, my point was the age. The age thing matter because I think when it comes to tennis, the younger you are, the stronger you are, and then for the age, experience speaks more.
Yeah.
But for when it comes to strength and stamina to run around the court, the younger ones get it more. So when you see a younger person beating another person, I won't be surprised. Because of the energy. But in this case,
what the elders can see while sitting.
I love that. The argument there. There you go. Anyway, let's just hold it. I mean, it's not time for us to go back and forth. The Billie Jean King Cup has been moved, so they've moved it to Malaga, and Malaga will now host that competition in November after it was moved from Seville. 12-team women's competition to take place between the 13th and 20th of November. That's for a week, and it's going to be at the Palacio de Deporte Jose Maria Martin Campenaerts Arena, the same venue as the men's Davis Cup finals. The Davis Cup finals, which which will begin on the 19th of November, will take place in Malaga for the third consecutive year. And the International Tennis Federation is saying the change was made at the request of the regional government of Andalusia, which will partner with the BGK Cup, which is the Billie Jean Cup, in case you didn't get that. So last time on the show, we talked about the Davis Cup going on in Abuja and the fact that it wasn't bringing in a lot of publicity or didn't have much publicity. And we talked about the fact that we were going to keep up with the competition to see it to the end. And so Benjamin in Abuja, the Nigerian, bounced back from a disappointing Love 3 loss to Namibia to secure a flawless 3-love win over Côte d'Ivoire in the third match at the ongoing Davis Cup Africa Group 3 qualifiers, which is holding in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. The win boosted Nigeria's chances of securing promotion to World Group 2, as the team now has 5 wins from 9 matches. Michael Emmanuel still reeling from his opening day win against Courtney Locke of Benjamin, and opened the floodgates of the wins for Nigeria after defeating youngster Franklin Herman Marshall in 2 straight sets. So in the second rubber, we saw Christopher Bulus, who was still disappointed after the final set loss to Namibia's Conor van Schawick on Wednesday, atoned with a near-perfect 6-love 6-1 win against Frederick Koulibaly of Côte d'Ivoire. Bulus will later on partner with Daniel Adeleye to outlast the Ivorian pair of Herman and Koulibaly in a 6-2, 7-6 win to ensure Nigeria finished the day with a perfect 3-love record at that ongoing competition in Abuja. So from ping pong, that's how I like to describe it, let's put our legs on the pedal and cycle away to the Tour de France, where Belgium's Victor Campenaerts emerged from a breakaway trial to clinch victory on stage 18 of the 2024 Tour de France. Campenaerts, Michel, and Mathieu all remain clear heading into the closing stage of the 179.5 kilometer route, which is from Gap to Barcelonette. The Lotto DSTNY rider, who is 32, hit the front with 100 meters to go and looked like he had something to spare as he rolled in for his first ever Tour stage win. And that's some great stuff. But then in the general classification, we've seen the yellow jersey group come more than 13 minutes later. And if we take a look at some other notable riders who were there, Tadej Pogacar, he has maintained his overall race lead of 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Jonas Vingegaard, who is defending champion, is also second in the general classification with Remco Evenepoel 5 minutes and 9 seconds off Pogacar in the third place general classification after stage 18. Tour de France has come with a lot of intrigues, a long way, 18 stages so far. But then we've seen that the general classification, one man has continued to. I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes I quite don't understand how the tour works. You celebrate every win. Every small win matters because it adds time advantage of some sort.
Cumulative.
Exactly. But then to see that Portugal has maintained that lead in the general classification, you might find out that towards the end of the race, he would build momentum and probably even finish as the overall winner. I don't know if it's something you see happening.
Yeah, I think so far concerning him, I think he's been consistent. It goes to show the level of discipline,
Yeah.
commitment to.
And despite the other stage wins, he's still wins.
His focus, one drive, just one thing has brought him to this competition. And I do hope he's focused on that. Every other person here, there's been crashes in between. Mishap here and there. But good one for him. He's been focused, and I think with the few laps or races to go, he might just come out top this time and it won't be a surprise. And also, we must remember the Eritrean, the first African doing stuff at the Tour de France. It's a welcome one. I think more cyclists should look into that direction, especially from the African descent. I'm not saying, hey, other people are not doing it already. Hey, why not? Let's push and break barriers and just enjoy this flow. That's how I see it, man.
Well, we'll move on to golf now, real quickly. We told you last time out that the Royal Troon is underway. The open round, we saw Norrie bird first hole to go into joint lead, but he has also, lost that lead as that competition is ongoing, or that particular game is ongoing. Would you call it a game? Would you call golf a game? Or
It's a
session?
no,
Or
it's a game. It's a
It's a
game.
game.
It's
I mean, like using the correct terminology.
it's sport. Sport is a game.
Okay.
But it looks more relaxed, like it's more recreational, sort of. Not so much. There's a hole. Everybody you must get to at some particular point. So I think it's more of something for the elites. The elites don't want to do football. They want to do more of golf and horse racing, and those are the things they do. Not someone like Calvin and I doing football. The elites don't necessarily. They can buy the clubs, but they rather play golf and I mean and swing. It's very and you take some
Yeah,
champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah.
Laurie and Brown leading right now, from the results that we're getting. And it feels like some very notable names are also there. The likes of Tiger Woods.
Tiger, so far his fans have been rather too unfair and too harsh. The conversation. Some said he's been taking too much painkillers, and somehow that has been affecting him. Some have already said he should just drop out, retire. He's done all there is to be done, and so even Rory is also there, not having a good
Yeah,
one as well.
yeah,
And so, but hey, by and large, it's been fair. It's still early
to
to
decide.
start calling for.
But
You want to put your money.
Early start matters a lot.
Yeah.
We've seen it in several times. When you start very well in golf, there's a possibility that even before the end of the tournament, if you're having a bad season, your early start works for you, can give you an advantage edge. So, and for I enjoy this game. I think I enjoy it more when you are on the golf course playing.
Yeah,
I don't really get the fun when you are watching from the side.
yeah.
How many do you have in Delta State?
No,
How's a swipe? Don't do that.
And around the cage, I mean, there's a golf course there, so we just go one.
We have a golf
in
club
Ireland
in
as well.
Aba.
We have in Delta State as well. Yes, we have in
Where
Delta
your
State.
governor?
No, not where my governor. We have one in Warri. Yes,
The
there's
old-
this share.
the
There's
old-
this share. We
the
have
old-
in share.
There's
No,
one in the island.
there's one.
It's a golf.
You see, I don't like this
No,
argument.
there's one in Share Club.
I don't want us to go down.
Places.
They just
Yes.
show for sure.
You have one where?
Yeah.
There is one
No, no.
in Ikeja.
Are you from Ikeja?
It's from Okodi. You have anyone? You have anyone?
No, man. No, don't.
Alright, I'm going to take it away from you guys now.
Anything there?
Let me have you guys weigh in on.
Report you.
I won't pass there.
Let's get you guys in on this particular conversation. So news broke out. Mike Tyson was supposed to fight. 58-year-old Mike Tyson, I might add, was supposed to fight YouTuber Paul,
Yeah, 27.
boxer Jake Paul, 20s, in his 20s. That fight was supposed to happen in July. I mean, I think it was
In June.
in June. Was it?
Yeah, it's been moved.
I think it was supposed to be in July or June.
No, it was in
Okay,
June.
so maybe June or July, either way. But that fight had been moved because of the fact that he had resurfacing. I think it has to do with
A medical crisis.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, he suffered that medical. I think it's called ulcer flare up. He had ulcer, and his wife has been supportive, asking him to drink more water while he trains and all that. But then the fact is, why is this guy wanting to get back in the ring? When you were mentioning Roger Miller, the names that you were going coming back after it's probably past your twilight or your zenith, and you want to get back into professional bouting, fighting.
Housing
games.
is in this for money. Let's just call it what it is, man.
Thank you.
Floyd used to do that as well.
Thank you.
Tyson needs to make some money, man. Jake Paul also needs some recognition. He
Yeah.
wants to boost whatever it is he's boosting, and he's got some products he's going to sell. And that's what this is about, not fights, man. Who is Jake Paul? I mean, we're talking Iron Mike Tyson. Who is Jake? I mean, I can take Jake on.
You
Yes,
let me see you cut your fist.
I will take him out. Of Enyimba. It's not about giving Dubois.
Come on.
And
What category was he fighting? This is heavyweight.
No.
Light feather. I'll be on the light feather.
Wait.
Like what David just said, Jake, this is just an entertainment, not really a major fight. If Jake wants to fight, we have the likes of other real fighters.
Anthony Joshua is there.
Even one, everybody is beating recently. He should just go and face it.
No, he wasn't there for the life.
If he really wants to fight,
This
this basically is just to entertain us. I feel it's just to entertain us. There's nothing.
But then Jake Paul admits to being a little bit scared ahead of the fight against Mike Tyson.
It's just media hype.
You know, when it comes to, there's the way the media shapes our thinking. There's
Who is the media?
no,
Who are the media? No, let's go from that. Let's shape the conversation.
okay.
Like early exchange, shaping policies and advancing
Development.
Yes, let's shape this conversation right now. So, don't you think Mike Tyson is deserving of a fight right now?
This is not. There's no point to prove. Remember, we had Bash Ali.
Mm.
Why was Bash Ali fighting at 50 something? He wanted to make the Guinness Book of Records. We know underlining that is, let me not say, but before the vendor insurance boys will come looking for me. But the truth is, it's not the money.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyson has got nothing to prove. Jake is not really a professional fighter. And so we just need some, and Saudi Arabia is a good place to go to. I mean, so let's make some money. It's all about the money. That's why we're in business. And you always say the media. Some people pay some people to promote some things.
Yeah.
But if you pay us, we will promote whatever it is you can do, man.
I like that.
It is what we do. It is what we do. And you know, when it comes to boxing, when it comes to any sport, if there's a backstory relating to it, people wants to see. Create a story that is relating to it. He's scared. He had a conversation with him, a conversation with his friend, and people are like, so this guy is scared. So definitely the fight is going to be tough. He's scared of this man.
So you feel it's scripted?
Basically.
Well,
no, we won't use that word, but just pay and subscribe, and let's make some money.
And just leave it for us then.
All right, we'll move to that. Let's see if we can get a bull's eye as Humphries pulls through to reach the match play semis. The English Luke Humphries won the final 5 legs to beat Belgium's Dimitri van der Beer 16-10 on points and booked his place in the World Matchplay semi-finals in Blackpool. The world number 1 raced into a 3-love lead, but van der Beer came roaring back to move in front 3-4. Neither player then took the initiative as nerves appeared to creep in for both men before Humphries took control to go 11-10 ahead. The world champion cruised to victory in the final 5 legs, which included a stunning 164 checkout in the 25th. Humphries will now face England's James Wade, who overcame compatriot Ross Smith 16-10 to become the first player to reach the semi-finals. Smith took the early initiative to lead 4-2. Wade's experience, took a better turn and gave him a foothold in the match. The 41-year-old won 5 legs to move 7-4 in front, and Smith never looked like recovering. Wade finished 2 shots of equaling his own match play record of 15 maximum 180s, and then won the final 3 legs to reach his 9th semi-finals at Winter Gardens. Friday's quarterfinals comes up, and then we're going to see Michael van Gerwen take on Andrew Gilding, 8:15 BST, which is also West African time. Michael Smith will face Rob Cross at 9:45. All games happening tonight, so by Monday we'll be bringing you up to speed. We had that panned out. Let's put our leg on the throttle, on the gas pedal, however you want to describe it, American or British, but we're firing away as we get into Formula One. US-based Haas team have decided to drop Kelvin Magnussen for the 2025 Formula One season. The team's announcement of Magnussen's departure does not reveal, in the end, who will replace him as the teammate of Britton Oliver. That's the Britain Oliver Bearman. Yeah, that they're going to have a tough time deciding who's going to be in
Kevin's position.
bit, so to say. The decision means Haas will have an all new Formula One lineup. Magnussen's current teammate Nico Hülkenberg is moving to the Sauber team as it morphs into Audi in time for German company's official Formula One entry in 2026. But then Magnussen had raced for Haas from 2017 until 2020 and was reassigned before the 2022 season after they dropped Russian Nikita Mazepin following the country's invasion of Ukraine. So his best result for the team is fifth, which he has achieved 3 times. His highest championship finish for them was in 2018 when he was ninth. His career best result is second place, and that he scored on his Formula One debut for McLaren at the 2014 Australian Grand Prix. We've seen a lot of movements in the Formula One, money changing hands. And I'm sure any car company, any racing company would want to ensure they have the best drivers that can match their engines. And for you, I don't know, with what has been set as precedent now, are you expecting a lot more movements across the board?
Well, I think apart from Max, that we don't know what's happening right now. On the back end, the technical hands have been moving as well, not just the drivers. You've got some technical heads moving here and there, designers and all. Apart from Max, I think I'm not expecting so much. Sir Lewis Hamilton, I want to always put the Sir there. 2025 is moving to, Ferrari, where the big boys are. So I'm not expecting. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one, but the rest are still there. Norrie and the rest of them, the Black and everybody is still there. So I think basically we're not going to. I'm not expecting any other changes.
Major move.
Yeah,
The big boys are where they are.
everybody's just.
Where would you be moving to?
I'll be moving to should I say
I thought you were going to mention Paris, but let me save you the trouble.
I'm not going to Paris. I'm not going
Yeah.
to Paris.
Oh no! Please don't bring me.
So we should have had Juve at Paris Olympics.
It's 7 more days.
When are you going?
Don't let them in.
I heard that you've been denied your visa.
It's a surprise. There's something coming. I'm not supposed to tell.
Just yet. Okay, so it might interest you to know that I'm going to put Juve on the spot. So it's going to be bringing us inside Paris right here on SOUQ News Television. So you will be monitoring to ensure that you don't miss out on any of the gist, the wins, the glitterati, even locker room gossip behind the scenes from Paris. It will be Juve's prerogative to bring us up to speed with what's happening in Paris.
I'll be there with the girls.
It's girls.
Yes, the beautiful ones, the beautiful ones.
Girls.
And so I promised that we're going to get into football. So we'll start local and then we'll go global. Let's let you know that Enyimba has appointed on permanent basis is former assistant coach Olanrewaju Yemi as head coach for the Nigeria Premier Football League side. I dare say one of the most successful NPFL side in Nigeria. He took charge after the 2-time African champions on an interim basis after Finidi George left the post in May to take charge of Super Eagles. We know how that panned out. The young tactician was offered the assistant coaching role by his former boss Finidi, who is now in charge of Rivers United. So I'm looking forward to a Mikel Pep Guardiola feud and scenario or an Arsenal-Manchester situation when Enyimba faces Rivers United. The 32-year-old has, however, turned down the offer. Okay, so I think I'm trying to... Well, okay, yes. He was offered that role to come over to Rivers United and continue doing what he does with his boss, just like Mikel Arteta was under his tutelage. And so he says, no, let me stay here. It's a big challenge. It's going to be big shoes for him to fill. And I'm seeing moves already. Nweke moving from Rangers International to Enyimba. Nweke, who, by the way, contributed immensely to the success of Rangers at the just concluded season. And you know that there was a feud between Rangers and Enyimba.
Yeah.
You also know that Rangers won the NPFL.
True.
And so why would someone move from a team
I want the
to go play with Enyimba? And I don't think Enyimba is going to be playing CAF Confederations Cup, not the CAF Champions League. So why would he make that kind of move? But then let's start the conversation from the permanent role that was given to Olanrewaju. You know, Kanu Nwankwo, the former Nigerian international, former Arsenal player, is the chairman of the club. And as such, he has put his faith in a youngster. What do you make out of that?
Kevin, I think let's. I'd
You
like to.
want to sit this one out and look at where the argument will tilt. It seems like you like to oppose.
Like you earlier said, this is actually like the case of Ateta and Pep. For the young man,
Yeah.
I think the club actually believed in him. That was why they were able to
He
trust
finished up with them, though.
to trust him to. It is very rare for club to give the head coach position to an assistant coach, especially when they're starting. Even if the head coach did very well, if he's leaving, there's a possibility that whoever they might likely bring in someone else outside. So they trust him. They believe he can actually move the club to the next level, to wherever they actually want. So it's should I say, it's not a risk for them, but it's a good decision.
Yeah.
For them.
All right, let's see how he's able to fit into the whole mix. But then we've also
I hope he will not be in a situation like Vincent Company in Bayern.
a lot of expectation.
I hope this will not be what we'll be experiencing. But hey, August 31st, I believe, and so I'm expectant. I'm hopeful he gets it right. The fact that Kanu Nwankwo is chairman. What's the role of a chairman in the club?
He's like the president of the club.
Who is the chairman of Liverpool? Former footballer? No. You need business guys in these places. We are talking of investment.
Well, Kanu has been able to, not to sound like I'm speaking. I had hoped that we would have the media. No, I had hoped that we speak to the media officer today. Some of these questions could have been posed to him. But then from the communications that have been put out by Enyimba in the past couple of months, they signed an airline deal, to fly the players. They also have a jersey sponsorship, I think, with Stake. Mm-hmm. Right, and so he's been able to attract some sort of investments, even in scouting, because I think what he did was to put in bringing his personal ventures into some sort of collaboration with Enyimba. So you have the under-19 Kano team, trying to blend into Enyimba, and then having the Kano Heart Foundation also working in collaboration. But then the good thing is the club is sponsored by the Abia State government. The Abia State government, I believe, has faith in him. Otherwise, he could be booted out. So if you're talking about the business side, I feel from some of the information or communications that have been put out, he's attracted, at least in the last season, two
gigs. Looking at sustainability, Kano's got a big name here. Business, I hope we get it right. And the fact that state governments are still involved. The only time in the 21st century that Enyimba had it real good was Orji's or Callum's era.
You're right.
So
you're right.
That's still what I'm talking about. So when you take the state out of it, I hope Enyimba,
can survive.
Like Mwanya National way back, will be able to route back to life.
Well, Carlo Weke, like I mentioned, has sealed a move to the MPFL side, Enyimba International. He turned down a chance to extend his deal with the reigning MPFL champions, Rangers Football Club, who have revitalized in every way. I don't know how to use the right words to describe it, but Rangers have had a resurgence, and with the new general manager, Amobi, great stuff coming from the coal city. They call them the Flying Antelope. But then, when he moving to Aba, it's understood that he had his 2-year contract with the People's Elephant. But then you recall that he had registered 4 goals in 29 appearances for the Fidelis Ilechukwu side. Not the kind of result GV would like. But then the 2024-2025 MPFL season is proposed to get on the way on the 31st of August. And then we're hoping there's going to be a cutting razor between Enugu Rangers and El Kanemi Warriors. I hope they keep that date, and we might just be bringing you the thrills from that particular game. So right now, let's look at transfers, because we set the tone with what has happened in the MPFL. And so we hear that an official confirmation has been put forward for Marseille signing Manchester United forward Mason Greenwood for up to 31.6 million euros, which is about 26.6 million pounds. 22 years of age, a product of United's academy. He hasn't played for the Premier League club side since the 2022 January, 2022 January, yeah, and was on loan at Getafe last season. You know, serious charges were brought against him, included a rape attempt, an assault. But they were dropped 1 year later. That marred Mason Greenwood's career. I mean, he kept going to court, and then United dissociating themselves from someone who should have been, I don't want to call him produce, so it doesn't sound like a cultural. Someone who grew through your wrongs, who climbed through your wrongs, and he was in your academy and all that. And it just felt like. And then Marseille is getting a lot of backlash because of showing interest in Mason Greenwood. Should this guy's career just end? Was he guilty of the allegation? Because from the stories, I think that matter has been concluded, and he wasn't.
The lady, even as we speak, the lady has a child for him already. They are together. So there was no time where it was announced that he was guilty of the crime. They sorted it out. They reconcile. It's just an issue of a fight between two lovers. I feel it was an issue of fight between lovers, and
why is Juvie looking at you like that?
No, and they settled it. They are not legally married, but the lady has a child for him already. For him already, so they sorted it out. I think the part Manchester United played was to listen to the fans who were clamoring that this guy has done
in the world where
he's the role model, so you expect you don't want to tarnish the club's image. You know, the organization is quite different from the people running it, so they don't want to.
But I feel they would have
because shareholders are involved.
I know they could have done better. They could have done better. They could have done better. They could have done better by. I think if there were a lot of things that they just allowed the media to just put out there.
Hey, you don't want to be careful because to a great extent,
they can control the media. Definitely.
Well, I feel the information was out there already.
Yeah.
And they just had to pick a side, in quotes, like rally behind Mason Greenwood or dissociate themselves. And I think it would be fair to an organization to say, no, we're not part of this. We didn't bring him up this way because, for someone who went through the academy, he should have been taught better. Do you understand? Not to do things that makes or that mars your personality and puts you in
bad light. Even at the university is character and learning. So
yes, that's why they say you're universally competent.
Yeah. And secondly, congratulations to him. He has wanted to go to Marseille. Even when other clubs were coming for him, he made it clear that he wants to make a move to Marseille. He wants to join Marseille. So
I think he likes the French thing.
Congratulations to him. So. He's a talent, so definitely I see him doing very well there. Last season when they went to Getafe for the season there, I think he won the best player in the team. Yeah. Come on.
Well, let's move on and let you know that a 14-year-old has become the youngest MLS player. Well, midfielder Cavan Sullivan, youngest ever major soccer league player to have lead. He's expected to move to Manchester City when he's 18. He was an 85th minute substitute in the 5-1 win over New England Revolution at Subaru Park in Pennsylvania. At 49 years and 293 days, he broke the record set by Freddie Adu, who was 14 years and 306 days when he played for DC United in 2004. The teenager also became the youngest North American player in the top flight of a team sport, the youngest male player to ever appear in the top flight for English top flight is Ethan Nwaneri, who made his Arsenal debut at 15 years and 181 days in 2022. And now the question is, do we have these records in the MPFL?
You don't want to start that today.
At the age of 14, you should be thinking of planning to
Junior WAEC.
Government has said 16 years as
Yamal is 16, 17, and how many days?
And he did very well in the World
He
Cup.
was at the Euro.
In Euros. Did very well.
True.
Now, look at what Manchester United are doing. Getting young players. You that they just got. The boy is 18. 18 years old, and he's one of the best defenders. He stands with the ranking in the world. And he's just 18.
It's
You are
crazy.
expected to wait until you are 18 before you start with
Well,
league.
I think it's 16 years before
It's 18
to get in
now.
university.
Federal government told jab. I'm telling you the latest. Don't admit anyone under 18 years.
come on, this
When do we get to this point?
this is not
And
fair.
this
This is not
would fall back into almost everything there is. And so,
It's like we don't have much audio. Okay, I don't want to say what I want to say.
Come on, say it.
It's like the people who are there don't want to retire. So just hold on before you come up.
wait, a 16-year-old doing well. I mean, 15, 16, 17. I'm not saying 14, 13 should go to the university or whatever. But maturity
Doesn't come with age. It doesn't.
man.
Anyway, Ibrahimovic's son has signed first AC Milan pro deal. Maxi Milan. He signed his first professional contract at his father's former club, AC Milan. 17 years. He will likely feature with the Milan U team next season as he aims to follow in his father's footsteps. Ibrahimovic, who has also played for Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester United, announced his retirement from football last year and is now an advisor for AC Milan after finishing his career with the Italian side. So I'm sure you guys be seeing the legs.
Enyimba's son is also there. Ronaldo's son is there. Messi's son is there. I don't know where. Okay.
Djokovic's son
Djokovic,
wants to play tennis as well. Come on,
Rafael Nadal is Serena Williams. What about Olise, right? Amokachi had twins. I don't know what they're doing.
Fletcher, Manchester United Fletcher.
Everyone.
He's playing at the Manchester United Academy.
Côte, the goalkeeper, has his son right
Yeah.
now. The boy is in Madrid, is thinking, and when he grows up, it won't be a surprise. And that's continuity, sustainability. People moving into position. People are calculating and moving and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, would you want your son to play at Abia?
No.
But there's some people at that level who may not have the resources and may want to.
First of all, do we?
No, they don't have the resources to take them to academies for trials.
Even if they are not, just encourage them.
I get.
It's these people. We don't need so much money to play football. We play football like what
Like I said,
get to a child in Nigeria. Let's play football.
We keep saying it in SOUQ Sports that until Africans, especially Nigerians, see that there is good money in football, until
Sports,
that's seeing business, the business part of sport, won't go anywhere. Because the only thing we basically focus on, especially we in Nigeria.
Yes, you're right, Jam.
It's
No. Go me, Professor.
Definitely. And I think the only succession children takes from their parents
It's
is
government's work.
Thank you.
70,000.
politics.
70,000.
Politics.
Ambition was still saying recently that our father used to burn our shoes, our kids to run. They have to get some money, run off. And who is celebrating right now? The dad is there. I mean, that is what we are still experiencing as a people, and we must
At this
wake
day
up.
and age,
Please,
man.
not everybody must go to federal university, federal polytechnic colleges. Of
I went
You've been
to
speaking from experience.
I went to a federal university.
to the biggest in this country. I mean, we've got president.
You mean, are you forced to go to the university?
See, man, I just felt, man, I need to follow my uncles.
So in a career that began in the last century, well, Ibrahimovic, who is 42 years old, was nominated for Ballon d'Or 11 times, and the striker is also his country's all-time top scorer. 62 international goals, 122 matches. The one major club trophy that kept eluding him, that eluded him eventually, is the Champions League. His only European title was the European League win with Manchester United in 2017. And one question that begs for answer is, can he pass the charm, the skill to his son? It's not enough that Maximilian has signed up with the academy. Can he replicate what his father was able to do during his
Before I
playing
take
days.
prize, because I know Kelvin will take it off from here. George Weah. He won it as an African.
Yeah, the only African to have won the World
Only
Footballer.
African. He just left Liberia.
As
He's
president.
played with the United States.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Foresight.
President is like now allowing someone to play for his country.
There must be political.
Okay, so that's a bit crazy. Well, then let's take a look at some of the moves that have happened in the last couple of days. Jadine Philogan from Hull City to Aston Villa, £18 million. Len Euro from Lille to Manchester United, £52.06 million. Tavinho Troyes to Manchester City, £30.8 million.
Come on. For Savio, since last season, Man City has been on him. The way they got Alvarez, no shout, no noise. We just had that they've gotten Julian Alvarez from a young.
So nobody knows when they talk the conversation.
Nobody knows what was going on. But I know last season they've been on the case, but it was on a low key.
Yeah.
On a low key. So I'm not actually surprised when they got it. And Man City they go for players they want. Yeah, they go for players that think that can fit in,
add
something to whatever to their plan. Then for Manchester United, getting Euro is actually an advantage to the club because last season one of their major challenge was the defense. It is very easy to break into Manchester United defense because of injuries. I think they had a record of having 3 different, close to like 30 different defensive lineup.
Yeah.
For all the games they played last season, unlike any other club, because of constant injury. Today Martinez is out, tomorrow Maguire is out, Varane is out. Even it got to a time where Casemiro started playing as a CB.
Central back.
Come on. So I think getting the defender is actually an advantage to them. Then for Aston Villa, they are playing the Champions League, so they need every good player they need now. Come on, the Champions League is not for the boys. It's for the men. So
who's the man here now?
It's for the men. So they need.
They didn't mention Arsenal.
So Juvie Kante seems to be making the news.
Man, it's a beautiful one. I love the guy. He's got a smile, but I hope the team has what it takes so they will not overwork Kante for us.
Yeah.
And Kante is a nice player. I'm surprised when I saw him in the Euros. He still got it in him. I wonder why Chelsea let him go. The man, should I say the old man? The average old man is still
that guy is way beyond his zenith. Truth to be told, I mean, after winning with Leicester City,
he still controls the game.
And there was some sort of decline. You can't just expect
after the injury.
Yeah.
It was after the injury. Yes, when he came back to Chelsea, he was actually not performing as what people expected. But we saw what happened in the France game. He had the game. He controlled the game to a very good extent.
Who else could have done that?
Probably Camavinga should have.
All right, so let's get to some of the gossip making the rounds on rumor has it. West Ham are in talks to sign France midfielder N'Golo Kante. I just told you that. Saudi Pro League, I don't think that somebody would go to where there's so much money and be willing to come back to the EPL. There's a deal that will cost £20 million. Let's monitor that and bring you up to speed when we are sure. Tottenham are aiming to beat Fulham to the signature of Manchester United. 27-year-old Scotland midfielder Côte back Tomine. And we hear that Fulham wants to bring in Brazil midfielder Andre, who is 23, from Fluminense, as they look to replace the 29-year-old Portugal international João Pahina following his move to Bayern Munich. Arsenal, Juve has a beef with Arsenal. They look set to end their interest in England defender Mark Guehi. Doesn't feel like it's falling through. The Crystal Palace team is demanding more than £70 million for the 24-year-old England international.
I think it's better they actually fall out from this 17 million for who?
Experience. You guys are buying experience. You're paying for experience now.
No. For someone like him, I know definitely it's the English press that is actually hyping him. You know, during the England game, I always get scared when they give this guy ball.
What is that? Are you from England?
I get scared.
You put money on England.
I'm supporting them.
You put money on England.
So I get scared. So if Arsenal won't spend that, come on, they won't spend.
No, they're not big money spenders.
It's not.
Brentford are expected to reduce their asking price to less than £50 million for 28-year-old England forward Ivan Toney, and that's as a result of the lack of interest from rival clubs. Yeah, when the demand is not there, the supply does what? It withers.
Yeah.
Manchester United remains they're interested, still interested in Paris Saint-Germain's 23-year-old Uruguayan midfielder Manuel Ugarte, and Tottenham have
By the
been.
end of the weekend, he's going to come.
I use prophesying.
I'm just saying.
Forecasting or
It's
predicting.
Manchester United. I think the board are actually working out, so they're doing everything possible to get all their signings on time, so that they can rest when people are rushing to the market to select to make signings. They are resting and they are training for.
Arsenal eventually will not be getting Cagliari, right?
No. Arsenal, they're still thinking.
I think the young man is going to AC Milan. I mean, where you can most likely get a trophy.
Okay. We're running out of time, guys. Chelsea are planning to reward England forward Cole Palmer with incremental wage, and that's as a result of his performance.
Well deserved.
22 years. He did put up his splendid performance for Chelsea.
Yeah, well deserved.
And of course, he has had this growing presence in the team. Anyway, from there, let's take a look at sports business, because both of my guys agree that Cole Palmer deserves his wage and an increase. Why don't you also? Don't I deserve some increase? Don't I deserve?
NMC just got a raise.
It should reflect here now. Anyway, CBS have ousted ESPN as EFL rights holder in US media. The English Football League is fast growing its market, and the United States are switching to CBS Sports for ESPN ahead of the 2024-2025 season. Big brands, no doubt.
Everybody's positioning. There's a World Cup coming.
Yes.
And so everybody's positioning. Canada, Mexico, US,
Argentina.
Plenty money coming in. Position yourself well.
Well, the Bundesliga new agreement in Poland with 11 sports will see the league earn less than its current deal with Viaplay, which is thought to have been inflated beyond the market value. Until India-based property Ultimate Table Tennis is close to filling its sponsorship portfolio after Indian Oil paid a small uplift to renew its title sponsorship deal for the upcoming 2024 season. Endeavor owned On Location said it is bullish about the demand for premium sports experiences in North America. And of course, they've been appointed by FIFA as the official hospitality provider for the 2026 World Cup. And so, I mean, once the Paris Olympics wraps up, we'll be counting down to the 2026 World Cup. In as much as it's 2 years away, but the build-up is on. The planning is on.
Deals are going on.
There is also the next Olympic is in the United States.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot.
Guys, I don't want to talk about Nigeria now.
No, we'll talk about Africa. Just talk about Africa.
Well, what we would like to tell you is that we're Nigerians, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm Nigerian.
very proud.
We're Africans, and we believe in the most populous black nation.
It's the Ubuntu spirit.
And we believe that Omunabike, together we rise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We rise by
lifting others.
Okay, he's not aware. He's not aware. So that's the much we can take on the show, guys. Thank you so much. It's going to be a great weekend. I can feel it. You're talking about Owambe.
Yeah.
I'm talking about going by the beach, dipping my legs in the sands, and of course, enjoying the weekend.
Yeah, I'll be having some vigil. So it's time to pray. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for this nation. Pray.
For someone like me, it's all about the party. But let's
Party after party.
Anywhere food they just call me. My phone, my number, they go. Just call me.
My name is TC, and of course, I've had a great time on the show today. Looking forward to when next we'll be here to bring you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports. And from the guys,
you know how it is. Blazing. Ever blazing. Take me away, man.